Hello and welcome viewers. My name is Vardhan Singh and you're watching MSTV. I have with me a Polish actor, right? Eva Jakubowska. I tried my level best just to pronounce this right
Very
to the
well
surname.
pronounced. Very well pronounced.
Welcome to this show, Eva, and to India as well.
I really felt welcomed from the very first moment I landed. I've only been here for 4 days and I've been impressed by everything, by the people especially, how lovely everyone is, how you feel welcomed like as a part of a family, by this culture, food. Food is amazing as well.
So it's your very first visit to India?
Very first time, yes, in this part of the world actually. I've been in Thailand a few years back, and that's it. So,
okay, so this is the very first visit to Asian, like this part of Asia. Okay.
Yes.
You by birth you're a Polish, right? You come from Poland. Right now you're staying in Spain.
I live in Spain
You're
right
living
now.
in Spain and
Considering moving to India.
considering
Yes.
that's really nice consideration because if you'll come to India and you understand India, because India is just like another person. It takes time to understand. It's by fold. You understand a person and then only you actually create a mindset of staying with that person, of making that person a part of your life. That's what India is all about. You will never fall in love with India in the very first case. You have to stay here to actually strengthen that whole feeling of love. So Eva, we talked about culture and all from the perspective of an actress, right? Even though I don't want to use that word, but for the viewers out there, they understand the actress only. From the perspective of an actress, the way India is being portrayed in Hollywood and in all the other places, and when you came down to India, what are the differences? First look, like the opening scene for you, you came down to India. What are the changes did you find? Were there any change?
Yes, obviously. I must say I've been watching quite many Indian films, a lot of Bollywood films, old classic ones as well, old ones. So
Any name
before, for example, Mira Nair, Salam Bombay,
Mira Nair, Salam
Monsoon
Bombay.
Wedding.
Monsoon Wedding, right.
For example, Salam Bombay shows you Bombay, where I'm traveling actually in tomorrow. Shows you Bombay as a very chaotic city, also in Slumdog Millionaire and things like that, and shows you India in a way that can be a bit chaotic. So I was a little bit prepared for that, and I was actually surprised not to find that chaos I was expecting. I was actually surprised by it. Everything is going very smoothly. Obviously, there's traffic, noise. That's all there, but it's not being bothering me in any way. And the opposite, I found everything to be much more smooth and well organized, and obviously I was very expectant to meeting the people, to seeing the culture. And it's been so amazing. I'm so impressed by the temples as well. Everywhere I travel, I love to visit temples. I will go to a mosque, I go to a Hindi temple, I go to a church, and you have such a rich culture and religion. So it impressed me very much. I'm not sure if I found this part in the films I have seen, but I'm discovering it here, and yes, I'm enjoying it very much.
The reason I asked this question was because even Hollywood, specifically Hollywood, if I'll say, they have a particular way, or I'll say stereotypical image of India. The opening scene they want to like show India. It's a dhaba or a restaurant, roadside restaurant. Lots of water, like roadside filled with a ditch. Water is there. Lots of mosquitoes are there, and other than that, a very busy street, and that's how they want, or they have actually portrayed India for a really long time. But you are into this whole show business of movie making as well. You just made a movie earlier, or all those stereotypical images which people had for a really long time, now those are being broken by the young filmmakers. They're getting their own perspective, and other than their own perspective, they are infusing it with the reality over there. So you just made a movie of yours, and what do you think, what's your approach with this whole, I've just this thing I've mentioned of
I feel stereotypes are so bad. They are omnipresent. They are everywhere. And I've also felt like many times I've been defined by stereotype of being Polish or being a woman, or I think we should find really a way to forget all that. We live in a global village.
Right.
We travel all around the world. Information travels like that within
Exactly.
seconds. We have access to other people's culture so much easily. So I'm so glad that we can break those stereotypes, and I think that's very crucial. And as a filmmaker, I know we have responsibility. I know we have to show people the things the way they are. So, as you're saying, India has been portrayed this way. I must agree, but it's so much more than that. It's actually different. It's changed over the years. And I think the cinema is changing as well, thanks to the new technologies, thanks to the easy access to the platforms and all that. We can see a film from a very small region in India, from a filmmaker that has his own vision, his completely own culture, and that's so rich. And I think that we should focus on that, on showing how we really are, and go away from the stereotypes.
You should leave that behind and move forward, look forward.
Yes, it's a new world. It's a
It's a new
changing world.
We're in a global village, global citizens. We know most of the things earlier that we were not able to understand for a really long time. As you have just mentioned a few movies that you have watched, and you yourself an actor, do you ever, I don't know whether like people have asked, and you just mentioned that whole stereotypical image of you being Polish and being a woman. I don't know whether this particular question comes into that area only, but I'm still asking. If you feel like, just tell me about that. Do you have any idea, or you're looking forward to work in Indian film industry, or like in India, the way Bollywood is being known for the rest of the world, like more colorful music based, like big budget movies? Do you have any plan, or you want to work or to be a part of that whole cinema?
I would love that. I would really love that. That's what I've been telling you. I've been watching so many Indian films, Bollywood films, and there's been always something that was calling me. I've always wanted to come here, to be part of this. I don't speak Hindi yet. I just got here, but I'm keen on learning, and it's easy for me to learn new languages. Fortunately, I've been blessed with that. So I would love if there are any projects. For now in English, but also in Hindi, where I could fit in. I know I'm a foreigner. I know I'm a completely different character, but the world is changing. I noticed this in Spain. Back 10 years ago, I would always be like a stereotypical foreign woman doing like a small part of English girl, Russian girl, French girl, like, and now it's more about the story. There's a girl who lives in Madrid, who has her own life, and that's it. And you just want to tell a story that it's a value that you add, that you're different. It's not something that should differentiate you, So I would very much love to be part of this and explore it more. Definitely.
And when you talk about differences, sometimes difference is just a difference. It makes you different. It has nothing of like a pros and cons. No, it is just a difference. You come from Poland. You look different. You have a different skin color. That's okay. That's your identity. That hardly makes anything special or demeaning for any person.
Diversity.
Yes,
we
diversity.
are all different, and we are at the same time all the same. And
at the end, at the core, we are same. That's what I believe. At the
we
core,
are all the same.
Right.
We despite of our apparent differences, we are all the same. And I hope we're going in this direction also as filmmakers, to show that this is all rich, that we have different background, but we are all the same,
Eva, other than like the project you talked about, in how many ways you believe you can be a part of this Indian film industry as an actor, as a filmmaker? Like in what are those LOBs you can be a part of, you believe?
So acting is my biggest passion forever. I love it, and this is something is my main focus. But I've always been writing stories, and recently I wrote my very first film named Color.
Stories to script.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So also I directed it, I
Mm.
produced, and I think once you get on the other side of the camera, there's never going back to just being an actor.
Right.
You want to explore
Mm.
more ways,
More
and also
of
it helps you so much. It helps you as an actor
Mm.
to portray and also to work, you know, to be aware of the light, of the camera, to understand all this language. It helps you a lot. And I would love to write a script about India, about some local story. I would need to explore it much more. I just got here. But I would love to be part of Indian industry also as a writer and director. Acting is all, what I've known for years, but I'm an artist. We are
At
all
the end,
artists, you
we're
know.
artists.
Once you're a creative person, you want to try different parts of that, and it's important, yes.
Great. And it'll be really fascinating to actually see that whole portrayal of India from your perspective. Because earlier, the perspective, as we have just mentioned in the very first question, was of a certain kind. But after all those changes, now how exactly people are looking at India? What's the image of India and the culture and the stories specifically? Because we have regional cinema as well, and they do tremendous. They do tremendous. RRR and other than Bahubali.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes.
You saw those
Yes.
movies?
Yes.
Who's your favorite actor, like male and female, and from Indian film industry? Any recent one you watched?
Well, from the recent ones, that RRR,
Hmm.
it's such a funny film and very impressive.
Hmm.
They won the Oscar for music,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Queen.
Natu the song.
I watched Queen
Mm-hmm.
recently.
Hmm.
I think it's been 10 years from
Mm-hmm.
10 years back, I think.
Hmm.
Circus,
Hmm.
very funny comedy. I've been watching on the plane the film about the biopic about this politician who was an actress also at start, and then she went into politics. The title slipped my mind, but I like to discover very different genre, and
You're more into
it's also
comedy,
funny.
humorous one.
I love comedy,
You
I
love
must say,
comedy.
and I love the dancing
You love
and
the
all of
dancing.
that of Bollywood. You know, the color, the choreographies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I love it so much. I wait always for the scene where they will start dancing.
I have to take this conversation way too long, but we have certain limits for our like this particular show, and we have other things as well lined
course.
up for the same. Thank you so much, Eva, for being a part.
Thank you.
And for me, it was a really nice experience to sit here and talk to you because when you are understanding somebody's idea about a particular thing which is a part of your life since the very starting of it, and you get to you get to tell lot many stories and lot many other things about your culture to someone, and they're grasping it, they're understanding, they're listening it, then they want to feel it. It's a really good feeling. So thank you so much for being that person, for being that whole, like waiting all the way to learn, to listen, to be a part of. Thank you for being that.
Yes, and thank you for being so generous, so open, for welcoming me here. I'm so grateful, really, and I'm like a sponge now to the Indian culture. I'm enjoying it so much and absorbing all of it. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you here.
It was a pleasure as well.
So this was the whole conversation. I don't call it an interview because this wasn't an interview, because interview have certain sort of questions of particular topic or some sort of things, but it was a very conversational thing because what I felt at the end of the day is about emotions that stays for really long time, and that's what I really wanted to stick to. That's all for today. I will be back with some other guest, maybe from some other LOV, maybe from some other country, from other dialect, but from the same emotions. Till then, please take care of yourself and keep watching MSTV.